In parenting, cultivating a positive habit loop is very important for raising future generations. Cultivating positive habit loops is crucial for child development, as habits formed by age 9 can become almost permanent. Parents can foster lasting, healthy behaviors by establishing consistent routines, using positive reinforcement, and starting with small, manageable actions. The Rosary is the most powerful habit loop that fosters the state of grace and reliance on sanctifying grace by combining spiritual rhythm, scriptural reflection, and Marian intercession. A habit consists of a cue that triggers a routine, which is the behavior, and a reward that brings satisfaction. Begin with simple actions, as it can take 18 to 254 days for a behavior to become automatic. Children learn best by watching parents, so modeling desired habits is essential. Family Rosary is the best generational habit. Instead of stopping a bad habit, keep the same cue and reward but replace the routine with a better one. The family that prays together stays together. The Family Rosary is an ideal habit loop to cultivate because it is a simple, structured, and profoundly spiritual practice that brings peace, unity, and divine protection to a household. By following the habit loop framework, families can transform daily, sometimes chaotic, prayer into a lasting spiritual foundation. Cultivating a positive habit loop leads to a thankful heart and a positive attitude. The desire to connect and love is a fundamental human need deeply rooted in our biology and psychology. The desire to connect and love triggers a thirst to communicate for emotional and physical intimacy, security, and validation. It is a craving to be understood, accepted, and heard without judgment, providing a deep sense of belonging and protection. To satisfy the thirst to communicate leads to search and activating the brain's reward system. This thirst acts as a motivational driver, triggering the brain's reward system, specifically dopamine pathways, to initiate search and connection, which cue habitual loops. Habitual loops, habit loops, are neurological patterns of cue, routine, and reward that explain how habits form and repeat automatically, allowing the brain to save effort. When this thirst is satisfied in a healthy and fulfilling way, it fosters positive habitual loops. Positive habitual loops triggers the brain to repeat the action, strengthening social bonds and trust. Resulting active listening, where you listen well, receive better information, and thus, listen more often. Open dialogue, a habit of expressing thoughts directly, reducing misunderstandings, and fostering trust. Constructive feedback, a habit of giving and receiving feedback to improve performance rather than to criticize. Cultivating a positive habit loop leads to a thankful heart and a positive attitude. Conversely, if the thirst for communication is met with negative, avoidant, or dishonest responses, it creates negative habitual loops like avoidance, defensiveness, or gossip. This can create an inner emptiness that causes the brain to look for a quick fix, leading to an unhealthy, unquenchable thirst for external, physical, or addictive pleasures, eventually creating further negative habitual loops. Negative habit loops lead to a hardened heart and a negative attitude.